you have that drawer, closet, or a box full of barely used planners, this video is for you. And here's the thing, that planner graveyard, as I like to call it, isn't proof that you're failing at planning. It's actually proof of something else that's really important. All right. And we're going to get to that. Now, maybe you can resonate with this. You've bought the most beautifully designed planner thinking, this is going to solve all of my problems, right? This is the answer to everything. This is going to change my life. You open it up, you feel that nice little crack, you start filling out the first page. Maybe you start entering information for January. You might even be so bold as to plan your first day or week. And then all of a sudden, by January 31st, you realize you haven't opened it in maybe the last week and a half. Nothing feels different. It starts collecting dust, right? So today, I'm going to share with you why this keeps happening. And the good news is it has nothing to do with your lack of discipline or motivation. So first, let's talk about what this planner graveyard actually means. And it's a great thing. It means you want a solution. You are committed to figuring out a system, right? You've already invested time and money into trying to get on top of all the things competing for your time, the overwhelm, the feeling of being disorganized, etc. But here's the catch. The planner industry, right? The industry that we look to, those aisles that we browse through Target and Staples looking for the solution, they have been failing you. And they've been failing you for one core reason. They are subtly, and in some cases not so subtly, telling you time and time again that the planner, this particular planner, will fix everything. And the fact is, that is not true. And friends, I say this as someone who sells planner. And I am the first to admit my planner won't solve your problems either, unless you're pairing it with the right planning system. So here's the fact. You don't have a planner problem. You have a system problem. So before we talk about what you actually need, I do want to take a couple minutes and talk about the planners that no matter what system you're using are going to be setting you up to fail right away. First and foremost are daily planners. What I mean by daily planners is the type of planner where you open it up and every day is one complete page. So basically, you're only looking at one day information at a time. Now, these seem logical, right? Truth be told, I was trained on a daily planner. Gosh, I'm getting old. About 30 years ago through Franklin Covey. It is one page per day to focus on, right? But here's the problem. The life we live today, the world that we live in today, doesn't fit in nice little 24-hour increments of planning. If you are staying in daily planning mode, you are staying in firefighting mode. You will never get ahead. It keeps you in like that triage mentality all the time. So if you're using that kind of planner, you will stay in overwhelm. Now, the second type of planner that's setting you up to fail is the planner. And people are like, oh, it's okay, Megan, I'm not using a daily planner. I'm using a weekly one. And I'll say, well, show it to me. And it's the planner where it's got a whole week, but each day of like on the spread, but each day of the week is just an empty square. There's no structure there. There's no how to plan. There's no way for you to see, do you have enough time to do the things that's in the square? All that planner is essentially a glorified notebook for you to write task lists on. All right. So those are not going to help you prevent getting overbooked, overwhelmed, and overscheduled. Now, the third type of planner that is subtly setting you up to fail, these are the really, really tricky ones. They're the ones that is the everything planner, the complete life planner, the one that is integrating in a planner, a journal, the meal tracking, the budget planning, the tracking your 5 different habits, the dreaming of goal setting and then tracking those as well, all right? The planners that are trying to do multiple, very specific, nuanced things all at once. These are the ones we're so tempted to buy, right? The title of them sometimes are called like Complete Life Organizer. It's like, oh, that's exactly what I need. But the fact is, a planner serves one and one purpose only, and it is this: to tell you what you're doing and when you're doing it. And when you try and integrate in all those other moving parts, it's way too overwhelming. And this is why those are the planners above all that I see people abandoning the quickest. It's too much. When you open it, you don't know where to go. And the sheer volume of information puts you into complete paralysis. So this begs the question, if the fundamental planner isn't the problem, what is it? And again, I'll repeat it. It's that you're lacking the system, an actual planning system. Here's what I mean by that. A planning system is when you are following the same steps every single time you sit down to create your plan, meaning it's a repeatable process that works regardless of the things competing for your time or what's going on with your life. We all have unique inputs. We all have different things competing for our time. But when you have a system that teaches you step 1, step 2, step 3 of how to put all of those into a plan, that's where the magic lies. The planner is merely a tool. The system is the strategy behind how you use that tool. Think of it like this. It's kind of like buying the most gorgeous set of professional grade chef's knives. But if you haven't been taught how to dice, cut, slice, etc., those knives are going to do nothing for you. I am living proof of that. I'm a disaster when it comes to knives in the kitchen. Now, my husband is a chef, so we have beautiful knives. But what he does with them versus what I do that with them look very, very different. Now, the system that I use and that I teach is called the TOP framework. TOP stands for Time Management, Organization, and Productivity. This is the #1 planning system for women. Notice I didn't say planner. Now, the planner that I sell works beautifully with the system. However, you can use the system without using that planner. I repeat, you can use the TOP framework planning system without even using this TOP planner. There are other planners on the market that work with it. That's the power of a system. That's what I really, really wanted to emphasize for you. With this framework, you learn the steps once, right? You master them, and then you get to use them throughout the entire course of your life, regardless of how things change and shift, regardless of what your new planning inputs are as you go through different seasons and stages of life. So let's come back to that planner graveyard for a minute. Every single planner that you've got in your planner graveyard pile is just proof that you're committed to solving this. It is proof that you're not ready to give up and you're still out there trying. But what you've been missing, it's not the commitment or the discipline. It's just that the planners that don't come with foundational training to teach you how to plan, those are what are piling up there in your graveyard. And the planning industry has failed you because they haven't been telling you you need to have the system. So once you have your planning system, a real repeatable strategy that integrates all the moving parts of your life, you will be able to quickly identify the right planner that supports you. And some people even go out there and design your own because now you have that underlying strategy. So if you've got that planner graveyard, don't beat yourself up, right? It's time to let that go. You weren't failing. You just didn't have all the pieces that you needed. When you pair the right tool with the right strategy and system, that's when everything changes. So if you want to learn more about the TOP framework, you can head over to www.thetopprogram.com. I've got everything about the top program there for you as well. And remember, a planner is not going to fix your problems unless you have the underlying repeatable planning system.